We successfully escaped Order 66 on Dantooine. What happened? We had to sneak our way onto the transport up top. Nax flew us away and made a bunch of really good diplomacy rolls, saving our butts. We got to the port. We met our old friends Banshee Squad, who 3 of them tried to murderize us pretty successfully until we stopped them from doing it. We got on board a light freighter, and we brought feedback with us because he is not.
That's correct.
He was immune to Order 66. And then we were about to get attacked by arc fighters. Is that right?
Yeah, we ended the last session with the proximity sensors going off as 3 Arc 170 fighters begin to to fly in your direction.
Yikes. Are we out of the atmosphere?
You are officially in space. So, some things really quickly, because we are going to roll initiative and jump pretty much straight into space combat. I will move you all over to space combat map.
Sweet Christ. Everybody can see it?
Yep.
Boom, space combat map. All right, this is the part of the video game where this is a tutorial banner pops up. All right, but there's not an option to skip it.
Oh damn! That's old X.
So if you have the group ship PDF, that's fine. Then great. If you don't, it's fine. So ships have flying and turning speed. Okay, so you get 300 feet of movement. So this ship does, and you can take like mods and things to make it faster or slower. Currently, this ship has 300 feet of movement, but we've divided all our squares by 10. So your ship gets 30 feet of movement.
It's just a scale thing.
Yes. So you get 30 feet of movement, and to turn 90 degrees. Now that's the thing. You can move in a forward or backwards direction, but you have to turn the nose of your ship to move a different direction. Like to turn, it costs you 15 feet of movement for every 90 degrees you turn.
Oh. Okay.
So that's how fly speed works. You get 30 feet of movement on this map, and then if you want to turn, it's going to cost you 15 more feet of movement. Okay. So the last thing to think about in terms of combat. All right. So this little nose of the ship right here, that's forward. So you guys are facing that away at the moment. All right. You have a gun. Your first turbo laser sits on the very front of the ship. If you are facing the ship, you can shoot at it, and it has a range of 60 feet on this map, okay?
Got it.
If you have someone flanking the back of your ship from a 180-degree plane, so from like here this way on either side, you can shoot them because the turret that sits on top of the ship rotates on a 180-degree plane. Those are all the weapons you have right now, okay?
Okay.
The ship has shield points, and the ship has armor, hit points, right? So you have 45 shield points, 45 hit points. It regenerates 5 shield points every turn. So at the start of whoever the pilot or the engineer is, you guys can decide which of the two wants to be responsible for shield regen. But at the start of one of their turns, the shield will regen 5 points.
Is there a like a skill check involved with that or anything?
No, that's just the start of the turn mechanic for the shield, unless the shields are damaged.
Top of the round or beginning of the entire ship's turn?
It will be top of either the start of either the engineer or the pilot's turn.
Okay. Just one, not both.
Yes, and so whoever is piloting will get to control where the ship moves.
Oh, they just decide. I see.
Yeah, that's their job. That's their job.
It's usually what being a pilot entails.
Yes. So the mechanic job is just if there are damages done to the ship, a mechanic can roll to either do repairs or stabilize. Operator, if you have the right things for operator. Your job is essentially like comms jamming, and you can try things like that. Like you can jam their communicators. You can attempt to disable their proximity sensors or their radars. Pilot, you know what you do. Gunner, you know what you do. Coordinator, your job is to make everyone feel safe and happy inside the ship that's being shot at.
Got it. So
all right.
Morale.
Yes, another interesting point that I missed the first time I read through. You are able to cast tech powers and force powers on your turns. Okay, so it's going to go through like normal combat. You have ship responsibilities that will happen. However, you are able to cast tech and force powers. You may not cast tech and force powers that specifically target another person or a ship unless you directly know where they are, unless you have some way to tell like directly where they are. And then also remember the scale of things. Everything is 100 times smaller. So if your weapon range is like 120 feet, you have actually like 12 feet on this scale map. But if you have if you have like boost powers, or if you have powers like Hex and you know where the target is, you can use tech powers and force powers like that on your turn. That make sense?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One quick question. So like it looks like the square like to the right and left of the ship that we have now are like a single square, but as I look through the map, I see a bunch of smaller squares. Are we moving like each of the bigger squares is 5 feet on this scale, or is it the small squares that we're going by?
What? Bigger squares, smaller squares?
So it might just be coming through.
No,
so, like,
I mean, yeah, I see what he's saying.
So our ship is occupying what I would assume to be 4 smaller squares.
Yes.
So I was counting those 4 squares as one big square.
Oh, no. Each individual square. Your ship is just a bigger ship.
Okay.
So like if you want to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, that's your 300 feet or your 30 feet of movement. Get it? You move with the small squares.
If I move us to 30 feet, I can't turn.
You can move like 150 and then or 15 and then spend 15 to turn.
I like to think of it as like a momentum thing. Like you couldn't just like turn your ship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yes, you do have to pay for turn speed a little bit, but turn speed is 15 feet for every 90 degrees.
All right.
All right.
Our plan is to run away, right?
Is that the plan? Take a second. Is the plan to fight them or run away?
How tough are these ships?
I mean, they're combat ships.
I'm gonna defer to the captain. Nax, you're in charge right now.
Yeah. So can I roll a perception to see the type of ship? Like
roll a rear view mirror check.
Let's say roll a wisdom check to see if you, or an intelligence check to see if you remember what you were taught in the academy.
All right, and I get expertise with those. Oh God. It'd be an 11 total.
You know that they shoot lasers, and you remember that they fly in space and shoot lasers. You also know that they are the standard single-person starfighter for the Republic Army. So they're used a lot. They're a little slower than other small starfighters, but they're durable. So heavier armor, not as fast as some of the other smaller starfighters.
Have they tried to communicate with us at all?
They have not.
Given that we're essentially...
And do we have any sensors seeing if they're already in attack mode?
Hold on, Za, you first.
Just gonna
okay.
Say,
go
since
ahead.
We're in a space truck and not a fighter, I don't think fighting is a good idea.
Okay. And then Aaron, you were asking if there was
like
anything.
if they're an attack. Like,
they are moving. They are moving at an accelerated speed, and your computer sensors on the ship would have warned you that their shields were deployed.
okay.
All right. So, I guess you guys can start trying to decide if you're going to fight or flight. As your proximity alarms are going off, the the ship rattles and shakes as a blaster or a laser cannon bolt flies overhead and rattles the shields on top of the ship. I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Yikes.
So what do we need to do? I'm assuming we have to go into hyperspace to get to the station that we've decided is our destination.
Yes. So whoever is the navigator or the, what do they call it? The operator. This would be the operator's work. Whoever's the operator needs to be setting coordinates. And for every jump that it takes, because the way hyperspace works is you jump straight in one direction at light speed or faster than light speed, then you stop and turn and jump, and then stop and turn and jump. So, because you have to avoid planets and blah, 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 blah. So the amount of jumps that it will take to get to your destination will determine how many rounds of combat are needed for those navigation, for the navigational charts to be put into place. Okay.
Do we have an operator right now?
I don't know. Is someone taking the operator chair?
I can.
I think we had. Oh, sorry, Dan.
Yeah, I just don't know if someone was planning on taking it.
I'm not sure. But since I don't think we intend on fighting, I can take it instead of gunning. That's fine with me.
Josh, what kind of skills does an operator need to have? Is it like better to have a high intelligence or a?
Intelligence would be the main skill.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do it then.
I shouldn't do it either.
Where's tech?
I can do it, but I'm driving.
That's fair.
Okay, tech can handle input of navigational coordinates.
Drive the ship, tech. Don't drive your car. Drive the ship.
Let Jesus take your wheel.
Okay, Za, what is your initiative?
Sorry, somebody roll a d20 plus 3 for me.
I got you, bud. I rolled a 15, so it'll be 18.
18. Tarek?
I rolled a 14, and mine is a +4, so 18.
Nax?
I rolled a natural 1, which makes it a 3.
God damn it, Nax.
The pilot goes last. Saxon?
Two quick questions. Is M4 involved in this? Any?
M4, depending on the job, can help you with things, but for the sake of space combat, M4 is not his own entity.
Cool. He has the alarm protocol, which gives a +4 to initiative to everyone within 5 feet of him. Does that count into this initiative?
It will count. It will count for you. Because if depending on where you're working, you're not that close to everyone. The ship's pretty big.
Thunder outside. That's a 24 for initiative.
Okay, Tech, you're driving. Tech, you're driving. Spruik.
18.
Oh my lord. M3 is not here yet?
Nope.
Great. So Spruik, Tarek, and Za, what are your dexterity scores?
My dex is a +4.
Okay, Za?
3.
Spruik?
Not that. It's +1.
Great. So Tarek is going to go first. Then Za. Then, I'm sorry, Saxon goes before all of them. Saxon, Tarek, Za, Spruik. Then Nax and his 3. And then the clones.
Does feedback help us out at all?
No, feedback is sitting in the sort of like the officer's mess, crying a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, Saxon, you are up first, my friend.
Okay, cool. I would like to cast. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. My character sheet's away. I would like to cast. On
Yeah, Jesse, Is he really slow for anyone else?
All of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe he cast Stack the Deck on Nax.
Stack the deck?
That's what I think I heard.
I think he's right.
I think he said Nax, and I didn't hear the other.
Jesse, you're.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Jesse, if you shut down your video for a little bit, that might help.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Hello.
We got
Much
you.
better, Jesse.
These all peas. What the fuck is happening with this bullshit?
All right, so you're casting Stack the Deck?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
casting Stack the Deck.
On who?
Okay, so you can't hear me. Good. The two gunners and Nax. I think it's Sprook. Shit. Who's the other gunner?
Maybe you should cast it on the operator so we have a better chance of getting the hell out of here.
That seems like a good idea.
Cool. Then we'll do it on Nax, Sprook, and the operator, who I'm assuming is Tektrif.
It is Tektrif.
Yes.
The operator is it Tech?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Right now it's Tech. Okay.
Ability, saving throws, and attacks to get a D4. And we'll hold our bonus action until. No, we won't. We'll just be. We'll hunker down in the engine room, just like, no, I advise getting out of here as quick as we can. Move.
Okay, very good. Tarek, it's your turn.
So I just want to be abundantly clear that my job on this ship is moral support, right?
If that is if you picked coordinator, then yes, your job is moral support or trying to, like, you can buff your friends if you have buff abilities. Like
Okay.
what Stack the Deck was, things like that.
I think right now I don't have any good powers for that. You know what?
The deck do?
You get to add a D4 to an
Give me
ability.
1 second to look at a power. And
attacks and saving throws.
Okay.
I do have something that I think I can use. Where'd that go? Battle meditation.
While he looks for that, I'm going to ask you a strange question.
Sure.
I believe he's found it. Go ahead, Dylan.
No, you go, Dan.
I'll wait till my turn. You go.
Cool. I'm going to come up to Tech. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and I'm going to say, Laddie, I know there's a lot on the line right now. Take a deep breath. You're going to be just fine. And I'm going to just like grab his shoulder like your dad might and cast battle meditation. So when when a friendly creature within your meditation makes an attack roll or saving throw, they can add a D4. Is this a saving throw, the jump thing?
It's a check. It's like a DC check.
Oh, so I guess this doesn't apply then, right?
Yeah, it's not like a saving throw. You're rolling against like a set DC.
Okay. You know what? Then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Who's in the top gun that swivels?
That would, I would assume, be Sprook.
Cool. Yes. I'm gonna do the same thing to Sprook, and he's gonna add a D4 to any attack he makes.
Okay, great. So Sprook, you have 2 D4s to add right now.
All right, we'll do it.
And I'm just gonna be like, let him have it, Letty, and stick close by.
Okay. Very good. Za, your turn.
First, my question. So
Yes.
my channel force heal ability, I have confirmed that it works on droids. Can I confirm that it works on ships?
Yeah, I think I'll allow it, but I have to scale the healing a little differently.
Okay. Well, it currently does 6 points. So
Okay.
however you want to scale that.
You would have to half it.
Okay. So it would heal 3.
Just because of the size of the ship.
Yeah. I presume that would heal 3 armor specifically.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. That's excellent. Well, since I'm on the front-facing gun that doesn't move, I can't really do much. I guess I'll just kind of sit there, kind of like calm breathing to myself. And if anything comes within firing range with intent to shoot back, I'll shoot it.
You could hold your action until the ship has been turned or moved.
Yeah, I would. I guess I should have specified. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. No. Perfect.
I like to hold my action until something comes within my cone of fire.
Gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying. Saying. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Spruik.
So the front gun has 90 degrees, or
no, the back gun has 90 degrees. It sits on the top of the ship and it shoots backwards, but it has a 90 degree or a 180 degree turn radius.
Okay, so I'm facing these people, right?
No, this is the butt end. You're facing.
They're behind us.
This is the front of the ship.
We can only fire directly in front of us or directly behind us.
No, there's you can fire directly in front, or there's a 180 degree circle in
which can fire from the back. So it's just that the front gun can't turn.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they are on sort of an intercept course. So you guys have to kind of sneak past a Star Destroyer, or the Republic version of the Star Destroyers, the Venerators. So these guys are on they're like a scouting party on an intercept course. So they're cutting across in front of you. You guys are flying this direction currently.
Gotcha.
So Jake, you are facing the back end, but you have a 180 degree turn radius.
So this is just me clarifying. I know this is difficult. My 180 degrees ends like this line, right?
Yes.
Okay. That was what I wanted to make sure of. I don't have anything else I can do. I will wait and see. I will hold my action until something might come into my firing range.
Okay. Then Nax, the pilot, is finally up.
All right. Dylan, can you switch back to the Roll20 tab?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Nax, I'll tell you, or I'll move you whenever you tell me to move you to.
Oh, so when I zoomed in on the Zoom call, now I see all the individual squares. Cool.
Do you want me to zoom in a little bit, buddy?
No, I got it. Thank you, though.
I kind of wish our operator was here so we knew which direction we needed to be going.
We'll get to the operator. I have things for him when it gets to his turn. So you can go 30 feet straight, or you can spend some to turn a little bit, or whatever you want to do.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I want to go ahead and position us a little bit higher up. So I'm going to use 15 feet of movement to turn ourselves to our north, like with respect to the board.
Yep.
And then move 15 feet up.
So that way?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. So that almost brings Jacob's gun into firing area of effect, but not range. The range is 60 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Tech Triff, are you here?
No, I mean, I'm driving from Hendersonville to Asheville, so it normally takes about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But I can. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so for now, TechTurf is hard at work at the operator station, and he estimates that it will be roughly 45 seconds, which will translate into two more full turns before he.
Oh my God!
The coordinates put in.
Do we know the direction we need to be facing?
He has the first jump coordinates set, and so once all of the jump coordinates, all three of them are set, you hit the hyperspace lane, it turns the ship automatically and zip.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. So we just have to hold these guys off.
Excellent. Okay. I also thought we had to be in a particular phase. That's perfect.
Yes. Also, I think I'm going to make just kind of an on-the-field change with how we do spaceship movement. We're going to say 10 feet of movement just to turn it all. You could do a full 360 with 10, just like a flat pay rate. You pay 10 feet of your movement, and you can turn the ship any direction you want to, so that we're not doing math.
That's fair.
With 15 and 15 and 15. So 10 feet to turn any direction. If you want to do a 360 and waste 10 feet of movement, you can. I support that. It is now the ARC 170's turn.
Can we use all 30 feet of our movement to do like a whirlpool and just fire our guns wildly?
Yes, absolutely. You can do that.
That's super dope.
This guy, because they have 40 feet of movement, it's going to fly right here. This guy is gonna... So with some of the ups and downs that we can do in space, we're going to have to use our imagination a little bit.
What is that?
Like, think in 3 dimensions instead of 2 dimensions. Because it's a.
Are you saying that in this game of imagination, I must use my imagination?
Imagination.
No,
more
thanks.
than the usual amount. But yes.
All right. So this top.
Hey,
go ahead.
I was just going to ask one question about diagonal movement, because I know we said, like, from what has been described, we can only turn in 90-degree angles.
If you are facing a diagonal direction, which you can do on Roll20, you can turn it to face diagonally. Then you can move straight in that direction. So, like, if you guys were faced like this instead, you could move that direction. It's all about like, the direction that your ship is facing. So we just kind of have to keep a little bit more track of that in space combat. And today's just a tutorial. We're all testing it out. And I might make rule changes if we find things that don't work or things that we can do more smoothly. So this top one, they've all moved into a tighter formation. This top one here is going to roll an attack. So for the sake of determining your ship's armor class, I need Nax. What is your intelligence modifier?
4.
And you are proficient with piloting?
Yep, I have expertise in piloting.
Oh, expertise!
Ooh,
great.
Hell yeah!
So your proficiency bonus is what?
2. So I have a +8 to piloting.
Yes. So you will add 8 to the armor class. So you have a base armor class of 10. And you add, since you're proficient, you add, and expertise. So you add your intelligence modifier and expertise to the ship's armor class. So the ship's armor class is 18.
AC 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this top ARC 130 flies up and opens his laser cannons and fires. Let me get there. It is. And you just hear whap, 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 as several laser bolts fly past the bow of the ship, none of them connecting. The next one, the center one, is going to roll. Just you hear whap, whap as these laser bolts just glance off the shield and just barely miss. Oh, and the third one misses too. As Nax's superior piloting skills have maneuvered everyone into a situation. As they enter this field of play here, Jacob, your held action is going to go off, okay? So
yeah, and
you have a held action to target on this guy right here. And you have a laser cannon, right?
I do.
Great. So the laser cannon, you're just going to roll a regular attack. You're going to use the ship's dexterity and your proficiency. Okay? So the ship's dexterity is 2. And your proficiency. And your, yes.
And you have my bonus too.
And my axe.
Damn it, you got there first.
So it's D20
Plus the
plus
ship's
4
dex.
because my proficiency in the dexterity is 2 and 2.
Yes. So D20
Plus
4.
another
And you have
D4
a thumbs up from Max.
plus another
Max.
D4.
So what does that
As
come out to?
as he pops, no, I'll let you finish.
But
Sorry.
wait, one of those D4s is only single use, right? It's a one-time use
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
We're going to not burn that one yet.
Okay, so just one of the refillable D4.
That's
So
mine.
what's your total at?
17.
You break. Roll a D6 of energy damage for me, please. We'll add
3.
so 3, and we add the ship's dexterity.
5.
Great, very good. As this ship passes just into your view, you snap the gun sideways, and you just as you see a small fire catch inside the cockpit of the ship. It's still up though. It is now Saxon's turn, top of the round. Sorry, Zahn, no one came into your field of shot.
I understand.
Saxon, you're up.
Goodness me. So 3 shots and 3 misses. That's awesome. There's nothing that needs repairing at the moment. Am I mistaken? Or is there a way to give, as an action, can I help Nax in piloting? To give him some extra movement?
You could give him an advantage on a roll if he needs to make one.
Yeah, I'll as an action, I'll help Nax, and as a bonus action, I'll activate the systems boost for the mechanic and use it for weapons. So the next time someone deals damage before the end of your next turn, it deals additional damage equal to the result of the die, which is a d4. The damage is the same type dealt by the original attack. So if he hit, if either one of them hit, add a d4 to it, but I believe only once.
To the attack or to the damage?
To damage.
To damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Anything else, Saxon?
No, that'll be all.
All right, Tarek.
All right, I think it's best for me to stick with Spruik and keep my power up. So that power is a up to 1 minute concentration power. So I can. Is there another action I can take, Josh, without having a level 1 coordinator, or no?
I mean, if you have another power that doesn't take away from your concentration that you could use another force power.
I don't. I'm gonna call down to Nax and say, that right there's some fancy flying, lad. Nicely done. And try to give him advantage maybe on his next roll, possibly. I'm trying to keep morale up.
Nax, do you feel inspired?
I've already given you.
No.
What the fuck, man?
I don't feel inspired.
Snacks will inspire Nax.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So throwing a little inspiration towards Nax. Well done, Tarek. Zah.
Doing my best.
Well, again, there's not much I can do in my current situation, so I'll wait and hold my action until maybe something flies into my cone of fire.
Okay.
And when I do, they're getting blasted, and I hopefully won't miss.
Very good. Spruik.
Are we in a space battle?
Ooh, we're in a space battle.
Oh, that's loud. All right, let me turn me down.
Dylan, change your tab.
Oh,
are we winning?
Sorry. This one.
We're not losing.
We're not sure yet.
We're not sure yet. All right. So what's happening, Spruik or Zah? Zah, you're holding. Spruik, it's your turn.
But yeah, cool. I can still attack that guy, and that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna roll for that. It's a 20.
20 hits.
Woo! We're gonna roll that
Plus the d4
for damage.
Yeah.
Damage, yes. Give me one moment.
So
Yeah, I was trying to see if you had damage to mine, but I don't think you do.
that's 10 total.
That 10 total. Great. So
I'm sorry, Stein. You can roll that D4 twice and choose the better option with that D4, Jacob. And it is only once.
so roll the D4 again, and whichever one is higher.
Ah.
Wow. All right. Great. So as the fire in the cockpit begins to grow a little bit, you start to see the pilot panic. Spruik turns the gun a little bit more to line up his shot, and just and you see the ship just explode in a small fiery ball of boom.
Right.
As the first ship has been destroyed.
Spruik has a question.
Yes.
Is there a wall or something like nearby that doesn't have a control panel on it?
Sure. Right above your head.
He's gonna like take a claw and etch one mark in the roof.
Oh,
Easily enough. Well done. Just. Oh my God.
I earned that one, lad. And I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder.
Nax, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm going to. Movement is not. Dylan, tab, please. Thank you. Movement is not an act. Is that an action for a pilot?
No.
Okay. I'm going to. Let's see. I can move 10 feet up. Oh no! And enter their space. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be good. If they're in a, like, let's say we have this 2-square column ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're in that like column directly ahead of us, could we attack?
Sure.
Okay.
That seems like the front of the ship to me.
How far apart are the two guns?
One's on the very front, one is on the top in the middle.
Got it. So they're pretty okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
all right,
if
so
it's in the same 2 squares as the front of the ship, I'll totally allow that to be firing.
All right, so my plan is to move the ship up 5 feet, turn it 90 degrees to the right, so that's 15, and then move it up another 3, so to our right another 3. And that should be our 30 feet.
Like that?
Yep.
Great. So as you turn the ship, Za, your held action will activate, because for just a second as the ship turns, you'll have a forward-facing shot on that.
Yeah, as we swing around.
Yes. So roll a. It will be your proficiency plus
the ship's dexterity.
Yes.
All right, so that's a d20 plus 4. Give me a second. My phone's being slow, as it tends to be. I have a 16.
You hit.
Excellent.
You hit.
I'm not using the cursed saber, so of course I. All right, so that makes damage d6 plus dexterity for the ship plus my proficiency.
Yes.
So d6 plus 4. That's going to be. If it will load, stupid machine. 8 damage.
8 damage. Very good. As you see carbon scoring, it left in the wake of a solid blaster volley. The ship has seems a little wobbly, and there's some sparks here and there, but it's still moving. Well done. That was.
And then.
Yes, go ahead.
Just
Max.
my movement.
Mm-hmm.
For the action, I was going to use evade.
Yeah, use evade. Is that a venture or a deployment?
No, it's just a standard action for a ship. Actions in combat.
That's right. All right. So what do we roll for evade?
Nothing. It's you may make an intelligence piloting check contested by target's intelligence piloting check.
Okay.
On success, the first attack roll made against you is at disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, great. And you will have advantage on the roll, okay? Because you've been inspired by several people.
So should I add my piloting skill?
Yes, your piloting skill check.
Okay. 16 plus that'd be 24 or a 19, so 24.
24, you pass. So the next attack against you by either of the two ARC 170s will be at disadvantage?
Yes, on a success
Very
first
good.
attack roll. Yep.
Very good. And now it is their turn. Great. So
actually, I got a bonus action if you don't mind.
No, not at all, please.
So I'm going to use one of my tactical die and do target acquired. And which one's the healthiest looking one?
This one.
I'm going to... I'll do it on the weaker one that's pretty much right above us. So I roll a tactical die to lock onto the target I see, which is just a D4. Attack has advantage on it. And if it hits, I add 2 damage to it for my die roll.
Okay. So the next attack?
Against the one right above us has advantage. Yep. If it hits, we add 2 extra damage onto it, whatever they normally deal.
Gotcha. Brilliant. Anything else, Nax?
No, that's it.
Excellent. So as it shifts to the ARC 170's turn, the wounded one manages to get some control over his stabilizing thrusters, and he strafes sideways as he flies underneath the ship and across to the other side, firing along the way. He is going to roll a 17 and will not break as the blaster bolts just reflect harmlessly off the shield. And then this one.
Thanks, Nax, for having a super
big brain Nax.
This one's gonna fly forward and start to circle
Maybe
the ship.
He's a doctor too, and we just don't know it.
Oh my gosh. He rolled the same thing, also a 17, and doesn't break. So both ships are terribly inaccurate. It's like you're fighting stormtroopers. This is, and as you look, Tech has managed to plug in the second coordinate on the jump towards the noble derelict. As the ships swing around, it comes to the top of the round. Saxon, your turn as these 2 ARC 170s begin to spin around you.
I had to check on the dogs. Did we take damage this last?
We have not. They both missed.
Like a bunch of bitches.
Don't say that.
It's funny because the clones didn't start missing everything until after Order 66, so I think the chip must have fried their brains.
It must have.
Sounds about right.
So, Saxon, you're up, my friend.
Yes. The front-facing guns can only shoot where the ship is pointed, is that correct?
Yes. So, in either of these 2 squares.
Cool. Daw is in the front-facing one, and Group is in the 180 turret. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. I remember things correctly. Right. From where we are in the engineer room, can I mix some wires to use the help action to give Zaw advantage on his next attack?
Sure, absolutely. You pull some wires out, and you're just as you kind of mess around with them. And for just a second, Zaw, it's like your heads-up display seems to intensify as the target acquisition for your forward-facing cannons has been given a boost temporarily, so you have advantage on your next attack.
And I can't wait to roll 2 2s and not hit either way.
No, that's really it. I can't really use a bonus action right now, so I'll be done.
Very good. Tarek, your turn.
All right. I am going to stick by Sprook. And is it possible for me to maybe help our coordinator Or sorry, not our coordinator, our operator.
Operator?
With a check.
Sure, you can go and give him a hand as he's inputting coordinates and trying to lay out or map out the hyperspace jump.
Can I stay with Sprook and call out to him and say, "Get us the hell out of here, lad"?
Sure. As you standing near Sprook, you call down to Tekdriff to get us the hell out of here, lad.
Thanks.
And it echoes through the ship, very Han Solo hanging out the side of a.
That's pretty much exactly what I'm going for.
Did we make the blind guy the navigator?
Yep,
we certainly did.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got the best intelligence score.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. The blind guy's plotting the course charts.
I'm doing everything I can.
Use the force or something, lad. Don't try to use your eyes.
How do you think I see, Tarek?
He doesn't have eyes. Oh, wait, where's my robot voice? He going.
Okay. Okay, very good. Tarek, is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay with Sprook, and I've got that aura, so I'm gonna continue to try to boost his attacks if he needs it.
Very good, Za.
Well, I guess we'll just kind of rinse and repeat what we've been doing and hold until something comes within our line of fire.
Very good. Sprook.
Yeah, I mean, so the pointy end of the ship is the back of the ship. Is that right?
Yes,
this end
yes.
is the front.
It's fucking backwards. Okay.
This end is the back.
Yep. No, I get that. I wasn't asking for like a smart ass answer. I was making sure.
You can probably hit the bottom one.
It's backwards. The ship is backwards. Pointy is backwards. Got it.
Yes, the butt end is pointy. It's just the angle. The ship's like banking to come around.
Yeah. So this guy is within my range, or within my field of view. So we're going to roll an attack on that one. It's going to be a 17.
You hit with 17.
And then
this
I'm
is
gonna
the
roll
already damaged one.
And it gets another D4 from what I remember. For 3 or 3. So yeah, 3. So 9.
9. Very good. As you shoot, you see a bit of the wing flies off as you impact. And you see the. Very good, Sprook. Anything else?
I mean, I can't take a bonus action to do it again, so no.
Great. Nax, it's your turn.
All right. I'm just going to turn the ship 90 degrees facing up.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to move actually, I guess I'd have to technically move 5 feet to the right first and then face up. But
it's fine. You can still move through that ship. So the move through ship space rule works.
Oh, no. Sorry. And then the idea was from where we are positioned currently, move 5 squares to the east, which what I was trying to say was technically I would have had to move 5 feet in that direction we were already facing and then turn up.
Oh,
nope,
yeah.
back to the left one more. I'm just trying to line up.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. So as Nax turns the ship, Za, your angle appears, and you have a clean shot with advantage.
With advantage. Well, we rolled a 13 and a 1, so I'm going to take the 13, add 2 and 2 is 4, so 17.
You break.
All right.
Awesome.
D6 plus 4, which is 5 damage.
Add 2 from my tactical thing.
7 damage.
Well done. Well done. As you clip this one in the wing as well, you see its stabilizer blows, and it's having a hard time. He's having a hard time keeping himself level on the same plane. Well done. It is the ARC 170's turn. This one is gonna fly over here And this one's going to fly over here. And they're going to both shoot. Come on. Oh, yes. 20. My first break. The second one misses. Son of a bitch. All right. So you're going to take...
Oh, no.
2d6 plus 7 energy damage. The ship's shields will take 12 energy damage.
All right, I got that recorded.
As all of you feel, as the laser cannon blast impact with the top and the side, you feel the ship rock violently as the shields take a hefty blow. It is Tech's turn. Tech Triff, are you able to roll dice?
I can always roll for him if he needs.
Yeah, I'll need Tarek to roll for me.
Great. What is your what is an intelligence save for you? Are you proficient with intelligence saves?
I'm not proficient. I do
Is
have
it a
plus
save? I thought it was a save.
It's a check. It's a check.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot Space Wizards actually use wisdom, so my intelligence isn't. I mean, it's still probably the best, but it's still not great.
Great. Well, if you have
Not better than
piloting or navigation as a skill, you may add that to it. Otherwise, you need to make an intelligence check for me.
Okay, so Dylan, if you don't mind rolling that, it's just going to be a +1 to it.
You got it.
With advantage, because he's been encouraged by several
Cool,
people.
because I've rolled a 1. And then at 14, so 15.
15. Great. So the pilots get to roll against the 15. Fails. Oh. So, Tech Triff, as you lay in the last bit of the course with some encouragement being shouted down the hall at you from Tarek, you feel a tug as you're touching these pads that you can't really see. You feel the force guiding your fingers to input the coordinates correctly. And at the end of this, which is the third round, a light appears in front of on the heads-up display in front of Nax. Nax, the hyperspace or the hyperdrive is ready. You may engage it at your will.
Okay.
Hooray!
Are you engaging it?
Might I recommend that you will it happen now?
I do it.
But
great. M3.
All right.
M3 comes from who's been shut down. Just goes, time to leave. And as he hits the or throttles up the hyperdrive, you feel the hum of the engine rattle through the ship, and for a second, the whole ship itself shakes, and then and off you are in hyperspace. And
do I know if they could track us?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
I was about to ask, can I assist him with that?
Sure, the two of you can look through some scanners and some data, and you can have advantage on that check.
Are you fucking kidding me? I rolled 2 natural 1s.
Oh no.
Aaron, the gravity must be different down there. You gotta buy some new dice.
So
yeah, I rolled 2 natural 1s.
So you can, as far as you can tell, no one's tracking you.
Okay.
Great. So according to the Nava computer, you all have about 38 hours until you arrive at the Noble Derelict. It is scheduled to be stationed on the current gas giant that it's orbiting for the next 8 business days, 8 galactic business days.
Business days.
Yes, they follow the galactic calendar. They're a very legitimate operation.
Sounds like it if they're working on business days.
They're registered.
So Spruik is tired and he wants to go take a nap.
Yes, let me actually shift you over to the layout of your ship.
Cool. I'm gonna pat Spruik on the shoulder and say, "Oh, great shooting, lad. That was fucking terrifying." Where is my little secret compartment, Josh?
That is, hold on, I have my notes here as well. That is room 3. So I've numbered the rooms, except for this right here. and this right here. These are the living quarters. So each of those little red dots is a small door that drops down into it drops down kind of like Firefly style. You know, where there are rooms like you push down
yeah.
room. So they drop down kind of Firefly
Straight
style.
to a Firefly reference.
You each have your own little room in there, and there might be an extra room as well. So room number 1 right here. This is the engineering room. If you guys want to thoroughly explore the ship, you can do that, but I'm just going to go through quickly what the rooms are. All right, so this is like an engineering room. There's a workbench in there and a bunch of like different tools and things. 2 right here is the cargo hold. It is relatively empty. Attached to it on the left is a small med bay that is basically empty. There's some band-aids. There is storage over here. And then you can come up this or through this door or down this ladder. And this is your secret compartment storage room. So this is just extra holding. We get up to room number 4. This is the mess. Okay, so there's a small kitchen in this room, a Dejaric board, which is space chess. So
3D,
this is,
right?
Yes, it is absolutely 3D. So this is the mess. And then over here across is the conference room or the meeting room. So there's a holo table here. This is where the operator would work to set in nav coordinates. So this is sort of like the planning hub. And then the cockpit is right there at the tip.
Just remember to always let the Wookiee win.
You disembark off a ramp out the bottom of the ship underneath. It goes from the cargo hold out and below the engines. And this is...
So who wants to play chess?
I would like to request everyone in the meeting area.
Spruik is currently trying to fashion some kind of hammock in the storage room because he doesn't think he can fit in the living quarters.
Oh, yes. Excellent. Spruik, I love that. Are you proficient in hammocking?
He's a Wookiee.
I am proficient in
I would say there's
everything for
bonus.
trees.
Roll.
My survivalist / wanderer abilities may be able to assist him in this.
You know, you don't even need to. Between the two of you, you don't even need to roll it. Spruik, with the help of Za, you managed to set up a very comfortable, very with a very big taste of home sort of hammock out of a bunch of stuff, netting and other things, cargo netting and other things that you find scattered throughout the ship.
And it will be. Oh, I can't ping with it. It will be here-ish.
Great, in the extra storage area. Very good.
Yes.
Stein, can Saxon search for a spare communicator?
For a spare communicator?
Yes.
Sure. Roll a investigation for me.
While they're doing all this nonsense, Tarek is going to be trying to wrangle these cats. Herd them to the meeting area.
Why did we get cats?
Never heard that term?
Are you guys
Herding
interested
cats.
in pets? Because I will put pets in this ship.
Hell yeah.
No.
Spruik would absolutely love a pet.
It's somewhere you all hear Nax just, no pets.
I will cook any pet that you put on here.
And the Wookiee gets a calf hound.
No, prepare for a porg infestation.
Yes.
Fucking porgs.
All right, sorry. Saxon, what's your roll? I heard you trying to say it. 23. So Saxon, pretty quickly, you're able to find a spare communicator sitting in one of these bedrooms or in one of these living quarters. As you're kind of rifling your way through a ship, it looks like it was sitting on sort of like a nightstand by the bunk.
Okay, I would like to attempt to replicate the ship's signal on this communicator.
So you're trying to like copy the ship's identification?
Yeah.
Okay, it's easy enough to route a communicator to talk through the ship, so it appears as if you're communicating from the ship instead. That's pretty easy to do.
Cool.
Just Bluetooth it.
Where is? Oh shit! What is it called? Wherever you dump out everything into into space.
So like trash compactors?
Yeah.
So on ships this size, there aren't trash compactors that jettison into space. You're expected to dump your waste whenever you stop to refuel.
Okay. Is it airlock? That's the word I'm looking for.
What?
Airlock.
The airlock. So the airlock is the cargo hold right here.
I think I know what he's trying to do.
So if you walk into the cargo hold, there's like a gang ramp right here.
Is it? Where does it seal off at? Is it?
There's a door that seals here, and then the ramp goes down and seals in the back of the ship. So it
and
is
a very
possible.
sleepy Wookiee.
The Wookiee's over here.
Yeah. He's safely away. There's no one else inside the airlock at the moment.
Sure. Yeah. No. There's no one else inside the airlock in the back.
Yeah, I'm not going to open the airlock just yet. I'm just going to set the communicator in that area and seal it off, but not open it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So you've sealed the cargo bay from the airlock, but you haven't opened the airlock.
We're gonna turn to M4. We're gonna tell it, stay here. Hold this when I call you. Yes. Affirmative, master. Holding position. Yes. And Saxon's going to move off to the conference room.
All right, very good. Anyone else? Anything before Tarek gathers you all in the conference room? Very good. Tarek, you have gathered everyone in the conference room.
So, great work, lads. Keeping us alive. Good news is, like I said, we're alive. Bad news, there's a metric shit ton of drugs on board this freighter. Anyone know anything? Josh, can you remind me the name of the gang?
The gang is the Crimson Dawn. It had the emblem of the Crimson Dawn Crime Syndicate.
Unfortunately, owned by the Crimson Dawn. Anyone know anything about them?
Oh, no, shit. Yeah.
What do you know, Letty? Hey, keep us in the loop.
We need to either get out of this system ASAP or somehow find a way to get a different ship. We do not want to fuck with these guys.
Why?
I agree. I'm not in the business of trading spice. Not something I'm interested in. Can you fill us in, lad?
Think cartel, but worse.
Roll a history check, Nax. Or Za.
It's not good, so I should.
What is?
Hold on. Za, what were you saying?
My history is not good, so I should not roll it.
Okay.
Would it be a lore?
Sure. Lore is history.
Okay, that's the only thing I see. So, and mine does a 20.
A 20? So through from being an officer, you would know that the Crimson Dawn is a galactic crime syndicate who at one point employed Dryden Voss as one of the faces of their gangs. You're uncertain who their leader is. It's just a mysterious figure that tends to lead from the shadows, but they're heavily involved in things like spice trade, slave trade, black market weapons, and they caused a big ruckus
the whole 9 yards.
in Mandalore not that long ago. Yeah, they got the Duchess Satine killed of Mandalore. So
I have an idea that maybe gets us all not killed or turned into slaves, but it's not gonna be easy.
What's your idea, lad?
I suspect when we get to the space station, if we ask the right people, we'll be able to find a representative of their organization. I suggest we, as a show of good faith, return to them these metric ton of drugs, as Tarek put it, in the hopes that they don't murder us on the spot. We may have to tell them that the Republic Like, we might have to make up some particular things, like say the Republic had captured their ship and we liberated it from the Republic before their cargo could be taken, and we're returning it as a show of good faith. Maybe we can convince them that things are all right and they won't kill or enslave us.
Would they not want their ship back as well?
They may, but
Ship's a rental.
They will.
Not from the dawn, as far as I remember.
I think if we properly word it, you know, the ship had no owner, as the Republic had claimed it. We liberated it from the Republic, thus making the ship ours. However, we didn't want them to think we were taking their cargo, because we understand that is not ours, and we return it to them, and maybe that will garner enough favor to have them let us go.
Yeah, Josh, when I read that secret, the data pad, what it said, the drugs were set to go where?
The drugs were set to be delivered to a courier on Dantooine. It was a swap off. There was some other unregistered cargo that was being held that was, you're not sure what it was. There's not anything like, it just shows there was cargo, not what the cargo was. But the spice was specified to be delivered to a courier on Dantooine by the Mistral, a group of, or a gang, the Mistral gang.
And they had rented this ship, right? There was notes about that?
All evidence leads you to believe they had rented the ship, or at least were loaned the ship for the purpose of this. Throughout your exploration, you find a few other things in the ship as you kind of digging around and uncovering it. In one of the cabins, you all find a journal in some strange, undeciphered code, as well as a very ornate vibro dagger. Inside the front cover of the journal, as you lift it, you see a picture of a tall, slim Pantoran woman. The Pantorans were blue skins, and instead of white hair, this one has a navy, she has like a deep navy hair, long locks. There's no inscription. It's just a picture tucked inside of the journal.
Is this smut?
You'll have to decipher the code to find out.
Roll a smut check.
Roll a smut check. You hear Elmark. I did it. You have no clue what what language this is or what kind of code this book is written in, but it's handwritten, and it's I don't know, 150, 130 pages.
Okay.
Sounds like
well, I think your idea is the one. I think we should try to deliver this stuff and get out of the game. Not our deal.
May I posit a secondary opinion?
Of course.
Please.
We simply jettison the drugs from the ship and claim ignorance to anything related to drugs.
Lad, have you ever dealt with drug dealers before?
So here's the only issue with that is this ship is clearly marked for them. So then even if they come across us and there's no drugs on board, they're going to still want their ship back at minimum and be super suspicious of us.
While I don't think your idea is bad, I will tell you from personal experience with these particular types of people, they care more about their product than they do anything else. And if we
That's true.
jettison that, we're essentially signing a death warrant. I think, like I said, if we return it as a show of good faith, I think that's our best option at not becoming killed or hunted or worse, enslaved.
One final question.
Great. So kill you, hunt you, and enslave you.
Why are we heading to a place where these people are as well?
They're everywhere, lad.
So, I could spin a story pretty much saying what I think it's Daniel's character was saying, in that we found this ship. We needed to make an escape, and we thought that if we brought it back to them, they'd be at least indifferent to the fact that we had interim ownership of the ship to return their goods.
Better us than the Republic is my line of thinking.
Well,
Yeah.
I have no experience dealing with these types of characters. Tarek, Nax, and Za, you seem to be better informed than I am, so I'll defer to your judgment.
I feel your natural.
Truthfully.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zal.
I was just going to say, I feel your natural ability to feel people's mood will come in very handy in the upcoming negotiations.
Aye.
Yeah, but also Nax would rather not deal with them at all. Like, if we could avoid them, just take this ship, dump it somewhere, and steal another.
Man, from lieutenant of the Republic Navy to ship thief in a heartbeat.
Bitch, Order 66 changes people, man. Pours himself a drink, grabs a joint, or a death stick.
I suppose we could just return the ship to them as well and try to take one from the space station. However, I think making the Hutts an enemy is just as bad as making the Republic an enemy, which we seem to have done through some weird circumstances.
Are there possibly more people that are spice traders that are like mercenaries, not necessarily associated with one particular clan or another?
I didn't think you want to deal with spice traders, lad.
Well, I'm just saying if there's one that's independently, not associated with one of these clans that would follow and kill us, then we take their ship or ask them for passage, and not deal with the spice traders.
With my previous check, Stein, would I know if there's a rival?
Would you know if the Crimson Dawn? You would know that there were 5 major crime syndicates who very rarely ever worked together.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell you who they all are?
Well, let me before you have to go into that. To the party, I would suggest one option would be to turn it into a rival faction.
You want to get in the middle of a drug war?
I don't want to get in the middle of it, but
pushing our luck, I think.
No, never mind. Next wouldn't want to do that because he wants to stay away from this as much as he can.
I think, if you're willing to let me, I think I can handle the negotiations. I know these type of people. I think maybe I can convince them to understand the situation.
So, okay, let me just, let's play this out real quick. We go to them, and we somehow convince them that we're bringing this stuff back to them. What happens next?
We refuel. We potentially look for where the other droid went. I think that was our initial plan. But right now...
Yeah, but the ship belongs to them. Right, son?
The ship
my ship is there.
What?
If HK is there, my ship is there.
Right. So we'll find information about HK and maybe find Saxon's ship. And if they've already left, then so be it. I think, however, as part of the negotiations, we may be able to convince them to let us keep the ship. If that fails, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But
I don't like it, but at least that plan we can potentially bullshit our way out of something if needed.
Aye.
Because I just don't see them go. I don't see them going. Oh, hey, you brought us our ship back with our goods. Yeah, just keep the ship.
Well, I think I can convince them a reward is necessary, given that we liberated their stuff from the Republic and returned it to them. Some sort of
surely
perhaps.
Surely these men would see our act as, you know, something nice and reward it as such.
I agree. I think that we can probably convince them, given the fact that the Republic is after us and our story would line up, that we are heroes to them. I mean, they may be criminals. They have their own perverse code of honor, but they do have a code of honor.
Out of character, Tektrif is horribly naive when it comes to this. Very, very. He barely understood the concept of drugs, much less people that sell them.
Oh, baby Tektrif. Welcome to Star Wars.
And I have to ask this clarification, just because I'm always bad at this. When we say spices in the Star Wars universe, we mean actual drugs, not actual spices, right?
It's
right.
drugs,
There is, okay, so...
It's like 2 kilos of cumin, there's some coriander,
some crushed chipotle pepper in there.
Man, that's the good stuff.
So spice is a mineral that can be, that's almost, it's found all over, but Kessel is the biggest, like the Kessel's like a whole planet of it. It is a compound that can be synthesized to do a variety of different things. Some people use it to enhance the potency of alcohol. It can be used to make medicine. So like Bacta and Kolto are all made out of spice. It can also be used to make very powerful drugs that are very addictive, like death sticks. So pretty much everything healing-wise is based off spice in this game, and so is everything super illegal and kill you drug-wise.
Okay. All right. I mean, we can return it and just see what we can get out of it. I mean, worst case, we at least get away from Republic right now.
So the goal is then to, when you get to the Noble Derelict, to attempt to give the Black Suns their spice back, or the Crimson Dawn.
Say we returned it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when we get there, we can try to find someone affiliated with them.
Would we know if there are like
contact?
Would we know if there are like couriers? Could we just seal it up in a box and send it to them with a?
I think something like this should be done in person so that they know there were no ill intentions behind it.
We have a sizable amount of this, correct?
Very
huge amount.
A large crate.
You could probably sell it.
May I explore one other option?
Of course.
No, but okay.
Is it possible for this to be made into back to another Kolto products that we could use to heal others?
Yes, and I understand, I think, where you're going with this. But I will warn you that that line will lead us to enemies of Crimson Dawn. And
the Republic.
I don't think anything's going to change that.
So we're killing the Crimson Dawn, right?
No, I don't think killing
Like that's what we're doing, right?
That's definitely where we're headed.
I predict.
So
yeah.
as you all are debating and arguing, suddenly a sensor, a light goes off on the operator's control panel in the back of the conference room, and you hear beep, 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 beep. And that just repeats.
I'm not home.
I guess someone should go answer it.
Is there a button?
I will if no one else does.
Nax will answer it.
Nax picks up the phone. So as you walk up to the computer, it shows on a display that near just off course from your first stop, where you're in your hyperspace lane, there is a faint distress signal, and there's no message. It's just essentially a distress beacon that's going off.
Can we tell, like, from what vessel or what kind of vessel or anything?
The
other
beacon
than just,
is
it's
the
an
signal
SOS
is,
call.
The signal is very small, so the beacon probably isn't from a larger ship. They'd have a more powerful beacon. And the only reason that you can even find it is because you're so close to it. Almost as soon as you, as you answer the call, the ship comes out of hyperspace for its first stop, and the computer begins to auto-rotate the ship to orient for the next jump.
Saxon's gonna reach down to his communicator and call M4 and go, "Open the airlock now."
Okay, M4 opens the airlock, and the communicator inside shoots out into space.
Oh.
Sorry, it was a decoy. Something for them to follow. Something to get them off.
Very smart move, Saxon. If someone's calling for aid, then we must investigate.
Must we though?
Must we though?
We
it is
can
the
check it
Jedi's
out.
duty to help.
I'm gonna grab him by the shirt and say, "You're not a Jedi anymore." You understand?
I will always be a Jedi. We must investigate.
And you'll always be a fool. With that goddamn attitude.
So are we investigating?
Oh.
Yes.
Fine. There's still some good in Nax, yeah.
We can check it out from a distance.
Nax hasn't fully fallen to the dark side after his brief encounter with Order 66. All right, so you're gonna check it out. So as you put the hyperdrive essentially in a holding pattern and take manual control back over the ship, you notice on the sensors that several, as you glide with sublight engines through almost nothingness in space, the sensors begin to pick up as you head towards the direction of the distress signal. Objects, varying sizes, hundreds, dozens of them, as you all approach an asteroid field.
Can Sprout slide into his gunner position, please? Thank you.
Sure. So you slide into, or you come up on an asteroid field, and it's not very far in the field, as you can kind of, almost with your actual eyes through the viewport, see a small blinking light in between two larger asteroids on the outside of this field. You are not close enough to gather any kind of sensor data yet, but it is just inside the asteroid field.
Do you feel comfortable bringing us further in?
Sure.
Max, I need you to make a piloting check.
Can I
pilot
and assist him?
Absolutely.
We'll stay at the ready in case it's an enemy.
15 plus 8 is 23.
23. With relative ease, you manage to bring the ship close to one of the larger asteroids and use it to sort of coast around until you come face to face with this small shuttle. It appears to be only large enough for some cargo and maybe one or two people. The front viewport has been totally smashed, and you see sitting or floating the limp bodies of two pilots. You can't tell what their species are, but they float, just one inside and one just outside the destroyed viewport of this small shuttle.
Can we somehow get the bodies on board?
Someone would have to put on an environmental suit and go get them.
I was going to ask if there were any spacesuits on ship.
There are, remarkably, just enough environmental suits in just the right sizes for all of you.
Do I need something?
No, M3, you do not.
Okay, I'm still not going out alone or volunteering at all.
Could we also perhaps, is there a way to like dock the shuttle so that we can get any cargo that may remain on it?
Yeah, you could attempt to bring the shuttle and attach it to where your boarding ramp is. There's procedures for that.
We don't have to keep the shuttle. I just want to see if we can get any cargo from it that could perhaps sweeten the deal with the upcoming negotiations.
Sure.
From where the ship is, Stein, can Saxon look around, see if there's any, like if this is an ambush of any kind, or if this is...
Sure, roll an investigation check.
Okay, thank you.
Probably couldn't hurt for someone to stay on the swivelly gun.
Yeah, can Spruik just kind of keep an eye out from his rearward facing, like swing 180 degrees every
absolutely.
couple of seconds?
Pointed the ship so that like the back of the ship was facing the cargo that we're checking out. Does that make sense? And then the front of the ship is facing away so that like
you can
we have
angle the ship so that you have a good vantage on it.
Or
Absolutely.
we have like a 360-degree gun view on anyone who might be trying to ambush us.
As close as you can get.
Cool.
All right, what was your investigation check?
16 for investigation.
16. The only thing that you can pick up on any sensors that could be of imminent danger is a collision with another asteroid.
Don't like it. We'll help them, though.
Before we actually get out into the environmental suits, could I take us in a little closer to see if we can get a better identification on the bodies?
Actually, if you would like, you and the operator can work together to fly the ship into a position to actually dock them together.
Ooh. Can I check for traps first?
Saxon already did.
Oh, okay. Sorry, missed that. Yeah, anyone have an objection to me docking the ship?
No, go ahead, Letty.
Can Spruik see anything else from his vantage?
Just asteroids.
Texturf will wait by the docking bay door.
I will also wait by the docking bay door, and I would like to wait about like a quarter of a second right before we dock, as things are about to get rocky, and I would like to hold an action.
Just remember, the other ship is not airtight. Their viewport's been broken, so you need to make sure you're wearing environmental suits.
That's fine. I'm wearing a suit. I have a thing I want to do.
That's good, because I'm gonna poke holes in them.
Yeah, I still have a thing I want to do when we.
Okay, that's
like
fine.
right before we're about to right as the ship is shaking, when they're gonna touch.
Nax is piloting. Who's acting as the operator?
I intend to go out in a suit on the ship, so I don't think I should.
Who was operator beforehand? Texturf?
Yes.
It's intelligence-based. I can do it and send M4 out.
Very good. M4 will go stand with everyone by the docking bay doors. He does not need a suit.
Thank you, Saxon.
Yeah, thank you.
So I need a piloting check from you, please, Nax.
All right, one more. Whoops. Let me position this better. Perfect. This one's not an advantage. 18.
Very good. So easily enough, you pilot the ship, and you get the access ports very close to each other. Saxon, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Intelligence saving throw. Okay. That is a 15.
Very good. With a 15, you're able to quickly figure out the controls at the operator station as you maneuver the docking clamps to grab onto the side of the small shuttle, and it pulls and rotates it. And outside the cargo bay, everyone hears as they lock together.
Right as the happens, and the ship shakes a little bit, I want to pinch Texturf on the ass as hard as I can.
Okay.
He can't see me.
Okay, so Texturf, the ship shakes, and then something pinches your ass.
What?
Ow! What?
I'm just.
Texturf, you see nothing.
Odd.
Excuse me.
Bless you. So the ship is docked, and the docking ramp goes and opens up as the cargo bay is now depressurized. You all may attempt to explore the shuttle if you would like.
Sure.
I'm going to stomp as if I was far away, and then like take normal steps. Say, all right, everybody, let's go. Gotta throw them off my trail.
Tarek, thank you for arriving.
Can Spruik see if anything changed once we docked with the shuttle?
Sure. So far, you don't see any big changes. Everything looks pretty normal. Just asteroids flying around.
And 2 floating bodies.
And 2 floating bodies, yes. As you all enter the small cargo shuttle, it is very small. What are there, 4 of you or so that are on this little step over? The 4 of you barely fit into the cockpit. Excuse me. The ship flickers with power. It appears to have taken significant damage from something. And the last few logs indicate that this ship is not a long-range shuttle and had just recently refueled from a nearby hidden location somewhere in the asteroid field. There are 3 large cargo containers, all marked with a symbol, that sit in the very back of this small shuttle.
I'd like to see if they indicate like if there's an affiliation to who might own this shuttle,
sure,
who might own that station.
Roll investigation.
M4's got his eyes peeled. He's like, his hips are staying towards Tarek, but his upper body's rotating.
17 total.
17 total?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So with the 17, you are able to find out that this ship was hired or was owned at least, under contract by the Pike Syndicate, which is another one of the larger crime families that Nax would have spoken of earlier. There are instructions left in a hollow communication that was sent from some commander, some leader in the Pike organization that said that this was the shipment of stolen spice that they had swiped off of the Black Hand. That this was their cargo they had swiped off the Black Hand, and that it was to be delivered immediately to Megiddo. And that was the last communique this ship had received. The dead bodies are both one Rhodian, one Weequayan. So they're very dead.
And can I see any other forms of life on the shuttle?
There are no forms of life in the shuttle. Although, oddly, the asteroid field is brimming with life.
Excuse me?
Lots of things live in asteroid fields.
Do we have people-to-people communicators? Is that just an established thing? Okay. Can I just radio Spruik and say, I don't know if you can see anything in the asteroid field, but I can. Stay on your toes.
You hear a disgruntled Wookiee sound.
And Tetrif is going to realize that he can't really see anything in here and say, well, and just walk back on the ship.
Okay.
I can't see anything. Could we, using the ship's the shuttle specifically, the shuttle's computer, to find where it came from, and perhaps hail that location and try to establish some sort of contact?
It's actually pretty easy to backtrack where the ship came from. The ship's log has a sort of like it registers locations, and it has the coordinates for a very specific asteroid. It also has the asteroid's ID tag number as being the point of origin for this journey.
Right. Could we call that place?
You could attempt to hail it, yeah. You would need to use your ship's communicators, though, because your handheld communicators wouldn't have the appropriate range.
And there are very clear there's like boxes of spice on this thing still, right?
There are 3 cargo boxes. You don't know what's in them, but they have the Pike Syndicate emblem stamped on the side.
Could I check the boxes out, please?
Sure. You
That's a
open
good
them
idea.
in 0G?
I think we should haul them into the ship first, but I think we should call where it came from and tell them, hey, we found your shuttle destroyed. We have what's on it. We would like to return it. Let us do that, and then perhaps get something out of it. Like maybe a good word when we get to the space station.
We are the Robin Hoods of space.
Not just yet, lad. Let's see what's in the boxes. Then we can take them on the ship. Then I agree. I agree with you almost all the way, but let's see what's in the boxes.
That's fair.
You gonna open all 3?
Yeah, I want to open all 3.
Which one are you gonna open first? 1, 2, or 3?
Can I check the boxes first for any kind of potential traps?
Sure. I hate it when you guys say that.
I'm gonna stay on the shuttle. I changed my mind. Tech Drift didn't walk off.
Thanks, Tech.
Okay. So you're checking them for traps.
Any kind of traps, yeah.
Roll investigation.
Investigation. Where's my sheet? It's my Facebook. Here's my sheet. Oh, good. It's just a +1. Okay, I rolled a 17, so it's an 18.
18, very good. So with an 18, you can tell that all 3 boxes are untrapped. They're secured, but they're easy to open.
Great. I will go ahead and open them.
Which one first? 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Inside of 1, you find 50 kilos of spice. Uncut, unrefined, pure spice.
A lot of drugs here, lads. A lot of drugs.
Pick 3, my lord.
Tarek, is this more of this spice material?
Aye.
We're in a lot of trouble, aren't we, Tarek?
Aye.
Let's
That's an
check the next box.
lad. You know what, lad? I'm gonna make the Force is telling me something right now that it's gonna be drugs.
You think so?
Aye.
Is there just a whole bunch of drugs on this?
Aye, probably. I'm gonna check the other ones.
Which one?
That was 1, right?
Yep, 1 has spice.
Let's check 2.
Box number 2. Inside of box number 2, you find 50 kilos of spice.
Tech Drift, I think I might be psychic because it's full of fucking drugs.
That's a lot of drugs. Check number 3 and let's
open number 3.
I will open number 3.
A lot of drugs.
So as you open number 3, a little bit of steam of some kind of almost, it's not steam, it's so cold, this like fog flies out of the edge. And inside you see that this container is filled with carbonite. And just on the surface of the carbonite, you see the face of a small humanoid boy.
A boy?
Yes, frozen in the carbonite. And all you can see
Don't
is
try
just
to do
his
this to
little
me
face.
again. I don't need another Tom in my life.
I mean, that's what you make it.
I was about to say exactly that.
He's doing this to me on purpose, you guys. He's baiting me.
I really am not. It could be a girl if you want. It could be a Twilight.
I will raise him as my own.
Okay. Either way, there's a small, appears to be a small humanoid boy. You're not really sure what the species is because all you can see is like his little face. The rest of him is, I mean, it's carbonite, but the rest of him is inside of or underneath the carbonite.
Does the ship have a med bay?
Your ship does, yes.
Okay,
it's not very stocked, but it's got some band-aids in it.
Tarek, why would they keep a corpse like this?
High risk. He could be a slave. He could be a number of things.
Are you certain it is dead?
He may not be dead, lad. He might be alive.
Do I see any life in it, Stein?
Tarek, you swear sometimes when you glance out of the corner of your eye, you see a little flicker of light. But it's when you look directly at it, it's hard to tell. And it could be the carbonite affecting your senses.
It's
is it attached to anything? Like is there like a I don't know how to like.
It is.
Do you remember Han Solo had that thing?
Yes.
On the side.
So this appears to just be a slab of carbonite in a container with a young boy's face popping out of it. There's no. It's not hooked up to any of the devices needed to melt the carbonite or give it like the self thaw.
Okay.
So it has been frozen and then removed from its like self thawing mechanics.
Is there enough room in the hidey hole where the other drugs are to put the carbonite boy and leave the 2 cases of drugs for when we call the asteroid and be like, hey, look, we found these things?
Yes, there is. You can fit 5 containers in that small hidey hole.
Oh, excellent. Well, I think we should just put the boy in there to keep him safe. And maybe when we get to the derelict, we can find some. They tend to deal with carbonite. They perhaps have a machine that could help us out.
Yeah, we don't have a way to unfreeze the carbonite, do we?
Not on your ship, no.
It would make an enemy, but it would also potentially make an ally. The ship's info said they stole this from the Black Hand, correct?
Yes, these shipping containers were stolen from the Black Hand crime.
We could rescue these goods, and when we get to the derelict, contact the Black Hand with that info and say, hey, this we found. It is rightfully yours. We're returning it to you as a show of good faith. You know,
Vlad makes a good point.
Maybe that will get us in the door with the Crimson Dawn to show them that we mean no harm when we return their rescued products.
Or we give it all the Crimson Dawn and start a fight.
Let them use the information how they see fit. Interesting. I like that idea.
I agree.
Lads, I have to tell you the truth. I don't feel good about trading in drugs.
We're not trading in drugs. We're simply returning them so we don't have to deal with them.
Let's sell the drugs.
Well, it's up to you guys. Nonetheless, you are you going to stay here floating? What are you going to take the cargo or leave it?
It would be safer in our possession, wouldn't it?
I mean, I didn't understand a word Sprook said because I can't speak Wookiee, but I sure liked the sound of it. So I think we should do whatever he was saying.
The cadence of his roar just spoke to me.
Yeah, it just spoke to me on a level, and I don't know what it was, but I liked it. So translate for me and do what he said.
The Wookiee is very, very convincing, isn't he?
Well, then with this new with this new development, we can, if we all agree, follow suit on Spruik's plan and at some point have a funeral for this dead boy.
I don't think
the bodies, take the loot.
The boy's not dead.
Steven, or I'm sorry, M3, you find 78 credits on their bodies.
Yes.
That's it.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
That's all you. You found him.
All right. Anything else? Are you guys doing anything else with this ship?
Maybe we should blast it before we leave.
No, it's already been blasted. If they check it out and they can tell that we blasted it, then we're shite out of luck.
This is fair.
So we follow suit with Spruik's plan to sell drugs.
We're not selling them because we're not getting. Well, we might be getting a ship out of it, but so maybe it's more of a trade.
And
tell you what, you just let me worry about the details, Ted. Focus on getting us there in one piece.
We barter drugs now, and it's fine. Truly.
But when is the funeral for the dead boy?
I'm just gonna sigh heavily, channeling my inner Osmos.
Lads, I don't know if this is a good idea. I can tell that maybe, say for Spruik and I, none of ye have been keeping a low profile for the last few years, have ye?
I've been at a temple.
So no.
I live by keeping a low profile. So, yes.
Doesn't seem like it, lad.
Look, I just am a realist and understand what needs to be done to survive. Because I know what I do.
I will prepare a ritual for the dead boy, and Tektrif is going to walk back, still
Hector,
not
the boy
understanding.
is not dead.
I see no life in him. It's sad, I know, but a ritual must be done for his life.
I think you're confused, lad. I think you're all okay. Let's go to the space station.
He still thinks he's a Jedi. He's confused.
I know, lad. I know.
I don't see life in him. Therefore, he is dead.
Can I take however long it takes in the remainder of our journey, once we're all safely back on the ship with the stuff stowed and hidden, and explain to Tech how carbonite works?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you guys are loading up the goods, getting back on the pony and off towards the Noble Derelict?
Yeah, the drugs are going in the secret drug compartment that I wish we didn't have.
Yes, I agree with this. We're also being sure to bring the information from the ship that has proof of the Black Hands having it stolen by the Pikes.
Yes, you can bring essentially a small copy of the ship's transponder codes.
Yeah, just like a little data chip or whatever that has that particular bit of information.
Yeah, absolutely. And your own ship's information would have recorded finding the ship through the SOS, or through the distress beacon. So there's plenty of material to back up your claims.
Yeah.
If laws are real.
Like I said,
if, that's a big if.
They have a perverse sense of honor, but criminals do have honor.
Very good. All right, so back in the saddle and off into hyperspace once more.
Well, there's a station here, right?
Where they came from is some kind of station within the asteroid belt.
Should we go there?
That's up to you guys.
I think if we intend to give,
I'm up for whatever.
The extra spice and the info to the Crimson Dawn, I don't think we can go to the asteroid because then they'll take it. I also kind of don't want to risk them searching our ship and finding more spice, because then they'll definitely take it and then we'll be responsible for losing it. Does that make sense?
That's very true.
Trade the drugs for a ship. Seems like a good idea.
Okay, so to the Noble Derelict?
Spruik fully thinks go to the fuel station, just saying. But I gotta hop off, guys.
Okay.
I guess that's what everyone else is wanting to do.
All right.
Fine, let's just do it.
Off to the Noble Derelict. So after you have checked out the distress signal and found them the ones needing help to already be dead, you turn the ship from the asteroid field and easily enough navigate and continue along your hyperspace route as you take off at faster than light engines.
Going plaid.
Going to plaid.
So you guys have about 24 more hours of flight time before you'll reach the derelict.
Saxon, we found a boy. Please confirm he is not dead for the blind one.
A boy?
A real boy!
Frozen in carbonite.
How? I'm gonna run over and check him. See
He was in a box.
If there's a way to thaw him out of the carbonite with the equipment that we have on the ship. Wait, do you want me to thaw him out? Is it okay if I do? No.
If you can, yeah.
Saxon, there is not the required things on the ship to thaw him out. It takes a very specific set of a very specific device to do it safely.
Fair enough. Using the equipment in the bay, can I check his vitals?
You can attempt to, but there's the problem is it's like it's just a pure slab of carbonite. There's nothing attached to it. There's no like vital sensor reader. There's no like electronic chassis or HUD that shows the stability of the person within or the objects within. Normally, carbonite is used to ship goods, like perishables, not humans. So this one is not set up as fancy as Han Solo's, where he had the DTHAR and the life monitoring hooked right up to his slab. So this is just a pure slab of metal with someone stuck in it.
Just a small boy. Okay. Wow, that's unsettling. I am finished.
I have a feeling the station we're headed to will have the necessary equipment. And I think maybe now that we'll be making good friends with the Crimson Dawn, maybe they can help us in that regard.
Agreed.
Hopefully not.
But keep the boy secret as much as we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Until we know more about the boy. There may be something. I mean, we could just return him to Black Hand, and because they would know, but I have a feeling he's got a terrible fate.
Yeah, they're probably the ones who did it to him.
Yeah, exactly. And
sounds about right.
If I can protect the boy from being a slave, I want to do that. So.
Agreed.
I mean, he might not have been a slave necessarily, but I'm not going to say we hand him back.
Produce.
Might just be a bounty. Or
could be a number
victim.
of things. Let's not get into any criminal enterprises, guys. I'm really serious.
I'm pretty sure we decided that whenever we took this ship.
You might be right.
Speaking of criminals, feedback. You all right?
Oh yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'd like to be left alone right now, please.
If you would like,
Max will
just assign me as emotional support.
Thanks.
Feedback. What's your favorite meal?
I don't think I've really eaten much besides the rations they give us. Just hard bricks of protein and vitamins.
I'll make you my favorite dish. It always cheers me up. And let's go to the kitchen and make something.
All right.
Yeah, Nax, what is your favorite dish?
To play on turnips. It's a vegetarian dish. I really don't know. Don't ask me.
Great improv. I'm so proud.
Right, Nax, you go to the kitchen and whip up a delicious ortolan homemade special, a unique dish filled with many flavors and just brilliant spices that
very
reminds
turnipy.
you, very turnipy, and it reminds you very much of your home, and your mother would have been proud.
Aw. Hey, send my mom a note and be like, sorry, turned into a drug dealer. Didn't mean to.
No, that's not what we're doing.
That is absolutely what we're doing. And I imagine it just cuts away from Star Wars to Shoku no Geki, like a Japanese anime where Nax just prepares a dish. Okay, that's it. Now back to Star Wars.
I love that.
All right, well, you all may take a long rest through the last part of your travels, if you would like, as well as camaraderie.
Yes.
Will we be able to repair our ship shields?
The ship shields will regenerate automatically.
Cool. Thank
you. Did you take any real damage?
No, I missed so many fucking times.
Yeah, he
No, we took 12 shield damage. That's it.
But I missed
we have
6
45
other
shield,
times.
45. Yeah.
Next time I'm shooting you all with missiles.
An 18 for an AC absolutely helps.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shooting you with missiles next time. Is there anything else you all would like to attempt to do during the travel? I know that Tech Triff is going to work on trying to purify the corrupted saber, Tarth's corrupted saber.
I think I'm okay. Well, you know what? I actually want to work on that puzzle.
Sure. The codex.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The codex. What did you want to do, Saxon?
Saxon, after the long rest, would like to use his tinker ability as an Ugnaught to build one of those the things that Luke was training with in episode 4.
The training droid.
Yes, and he's then going to cast Tracker Droid Interface, which takes an hour to cast, and basically turn that training droid into his familiar.
Very
that can
good.
deliver touch spells. And
Yes.
he's going to be, his designation is going to be UR5A M1 N0R, Ursa Minor.
There it is.
Cool. You got 2 droids now?
We got 2 droids now. One's a damage dealer, and one's going to be touch spells for people who are out of range.
Oh, wow. Saxon's going to keep us alive.
It's like an actual familiar from regular 5e.
Yep.
So engineers can build a combat droid, and they can have a little familiar that flies around that's essentially just a small droid.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Become a summoner for some weird reason.
Which, I mean, a summoner in this game is just someone who builds robots.
And as Saxon comes out of his room, this little thing's hovering above him, flies forward.
As it just zips back and forth. Does anyone else want to do anything in the time that we're flying with? And I will, for Tarek and Tech, I'll get with you guys and we'll do some rolls for things.
Cool.
Later in the week.
Just cook meals for everyone.
Oh, are they mentoring each other now? What's happening?
No, Tarek is trying to work on sorting out the codex a little more. And Tech Triff is trying to...
Jedi mumbo jumbo.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, and Tech Triff is trying to purify the corrupted lightsaber he took off of Tarth.
Hey, that one's a good idea.
Hey.
So as you all travel through space, and you're over the course of the next 24 hours, you get to know each other a little bit more. No one loses to the Wookiee and Dejarik. And some of you work on some projects. We'll do some rolls for those throughout the week. But I'm anticipating wild success. Who knows, though? If you all roll like poop, too bad. But after about 24 hours of travel time, the hyperspace sensor goes off, alerting you to incoming to your destination. And as you zoom, come out of hyperspace, this giant brown gas giant of a planet sits in front of you. And in the distance, just on the surface of this gas planet, you see this dome-shaped station with the tail end of it dipping deep into the gas. It appears to be pretty small for a space station, but as such, it is still several times larger than your spaceship. And
It's
again,
certainly not a moon, though, right?
It's no moon. It is on a moon, actually. It's just a much smaller moon. As you pull in, you are you see that, or as you pull closer, the station is old. You see places where the metal is scored with carbon from combat or from blaster fire. You see places where the varying panels are mismatched, as if they'd been sections have been taken out and replaced. It definitely is an older space station. And as you fly towards the where your heads-up display has indicated for you to begin the docking procedure, as you come to, you see just outside of the hangar bay in large neon lights, the noble derelict. And underneath it, you see a hollow banner that hangs. And on the hollow banner is the face of a light orange Twi'lek. He has goggles that sit up on top of his head, on top of his forehead at the base of his leku. One is wrapped around his neck and one dangles down his back. He has not so much wrinkles, but he doesn't look young. He's a nice middle age. And the neon hollow banner says, "Happy day, everyone. Welcome to the Noble Derelict. It's me, Pax Goodso, owner and operator extraordinaire. As you bring your ships in for docking, please know that we have all sorts of desires that you can find. We've got pod races. We've got Pazik, Sabak, arena fights. Looking to get into a scrum with a gang? I got all 5 of the majors and some of the minors, y'all. Welcome to the gambling paradise that is the Noble Derelict." And that is where we will end tonight.
Woo!
All right.
Let's
good
not
job.
be drug dealers, guys. No,
We're drug dealers.